fashion, original. Post another picture, change yourself to fit in. You get a big reaction, so popular. Consumers are looping you. Consumers are looping you.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Our Smiling Faces podcast. It's been a couple of weeks and Deka's got something to say to you all.
Well, won you now? Yes! Get in there.
It's a great feeling, isn't it?
It's the best in the world.
Monday night, the weekend, it's gone by, Newcastle United victory. All the results went our way, I would say, other than the Burnley result. But on the Friday,
it was a shock, wasn't it, that one?
On the Friday night and the Saturday,
I was half expecting it to fuck it up, to be honest, after the results that had gone our way on the Friday night.
We've been in this situation before, I think, where
haven't took advantage.
Yeah, you think this will be the one, and then we'll just play shit or whatever. But no, it was tremendous. Had a great hangover on Sunday, so always good in the world.
Diving straight.
Too many sarsaparillas.
Yeah.
Diving straight in.
What, like a Huddersfield right back?
You can get on him later. So straight into it, the team selection, I think we said over the course of last week, so if anyone's going to be dropped, it's going to be Atsu for Almirón coming in. That was the only change. And I would think rightly so. Even Hayden, he kept his position, even though Shelby's fit, Diarmi's fit, Key's fit. And credit to him, because he's done well the last few games, hasn't he? He's not the greatest, but for someone that wants to
he had a very good game on Saturday, I thought.
He did, yeah.
I thought second half he did. I thought second half he was really good. I agree. I think Rafa deserves a lot of credit, like, to be honest, for sticking with them two in midfield, because you could quite easily change it now, couldn't you? That your more experienced guys are back.
They don't deserve to be dropped.
They definitely don't. But you've seen many times where, we've seen with centre halves, and that's a scenario where we've had centre halves. I think that have deserved to stay in the position, but they didn't.
Well, the Cells are prime example, like the three at the back.
Easy for you to say.
I know. It's really good. So the three at the back, you had Fernandez, Shaw, and
No, you mean before?
Came back.
Clark.
Aye. All three of those are playing well.
Clark was playing great.
And obviously the Cell comes back fit straight in there, and even the Cells, he seems to be getting back to the way he was at prior.
Brilliant.
Grown into the games as it goes.
It's a great decision to have for Rafa, the amount of players at his disposal. When you said a couple of weeks ago, now our squad looks a lot better now with the players available in most positions, other than striker.
That's it. Yeah.
So you wouldn't have thought it, would you? Like bringing in somebody from the youth team, having Hayden in there, thinking. Because we talked not long ago about how our bench looked pretty weak, and we didn't have much strength and depth
over the last few weeks. But Saturday there was a massive change in that bench.
Strong.
We'll get on the bench a little bit later.
But
obviously Dubravka was in goal there, even though are we still all in agreement with the Wolves one? Is it a free kick?
Yes. Yeah. And he should do better.
Yeah.
It's both.
Yeah.
So
both. Yeah.
I'm so glad that I've calmed down from that now. It's lovely.
I know. That video of you. Fuck's it, man!
It took us
no, what do you say? I can't fucking believe it. It's the most Geordie thing
It was really Geordie. I didn't think I was that Geordie, actually. But
like, beforehand, you stand like this with your top.
I know, I don't know what I was doing.
The funny was when you were just hanging on them.
Do you know which bit's really funny is when we're scoring, I'm like this. Yeah.
He's trying to get him off the chair. Because it's falling back over.
Do you know, in the game as well on Saturday, I think he took maybe 3-4 crosses that were arguably harder than that one, and just sorted it out. I thought he was amazing.
Yeah, no, dude, really, did he?
No, he didn't. I just think he's so comfortable on the ball, isn't he, as well? Still, even now, he gets the ball.
Still shit yourself every time he gets it.
I wouldn't say I'm totally comfortable.
Holds on to it for an extra split second.
Always holds on to
there was one way he did, it was...
goes to the right back, doesn't it? Goes to the head.
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
That was.
But to be fair to him, he's never actually gave it away in that position, has he?
He hasn't. He will.
He's getting close.
He's comfortable on the ball.
We'll definitely concede a goal.
Yeah.
Where Dubravka kicks it to someone, a defender, and he just picks it up and he's away. 100% that's going to happen.
It has to, because you can't play that style for the rest of the time and not do a mistake. He's
got
dangerous.
some balls though.
He has. He's got balls, and it's
Shouty, huh? Shorts aren't that tight.
I think he also, a lot of the times, it helps having three centre halves, because as soon as we get the ball, Sean and Lejeune move out. Yeah. Obviously, a lot of the times he just bowls it straight out to Shea or Lejeune, and I love it when we do that. I love it when we keep it on the bottom from the back. Like, I think it's much better.
The back, are we going back three or back five? Or was it a bit of both?
It's a bit of both.
It was mainly three on Saturday.
Sky had it as 5-4-1. which was just
And
not.
Nah, it was nowhere near that.
Nowhere near
Definitely
that at all.
So if you look at the back five, you obviously had Yedlin on the right hand side. Then you've got Lejeune, Fernandez, Lascelles making your centre backs. Then you've got
Fernandez
Matt
on
Ritchie. No, I've got Fernandez on green because I love him that much. Shaw, Lejeune, Lascelles. Then Matt Ritchie over on the left hand side. Yedlin, his game improved. He was sloppy in possession a couple of times. Trying to take the ball, and his first touch was shocking.
Disgraceful.
He just couldn't control the ball.
Yeah, terrible.
He was better going forward. The link-up play going forward was great.
The
amount of space he had was
the link up between him and Lejeune.
unbelievable.
He must. How many miles did he
Lejeune's
cut off the
diagonal passes,
Lejeune,
dear
in that
me.
game? At least 40-mile passes. Like he was just hoofing it, just to the just perfect passes like Shelby. You know what Shelby used to do? He was just doing them all night. He had them like.
It was one of those games where the defence, especially the back three in the centre backs, they didn't really have much to do.
It was only really Lascelles that had anything to do with that big, absolute massive unit that they had up front.
Yeah.
He was some size, wasn't he?
Massive, absolute unit. Yeah.
Matt Ritchie, he had probably one of his more quiet games, I would say.
Yeah, he's just
Nothing out of
didn't have
place,
anything
but
to
he was
do,
quite
did he?
quiet.
Really?
He's just the thing. This is why I think it's his best position because I really don't think that he's all that good going forward. You know, he does like a little bit of pace or a bit of finesse or whatever it is. But I think he's so hard working. I think that position is perfect for him because he does get up the odd time and put a cross in.
Just reminds me of Gutierrez.
Gutierrez, 100%.
Yeah.
He's good. I like him. Really do. And I thought he put in a solid performance, though it wasn't creating loads, but it was solid, and that's all you need. You know what I mean?
Midfield, you've got the two usual Hayden and Longstaff in there. No brainer.
Absolutely.
Longstaff is
Unbelievable.
fantastic.
Unbelievable.
He's unbelievable.
Listen,
Pair of them were just.
I said the other week, and we'll get on this in the question and answers a bit further, but I said just as a little benchmark for this that people are getting a bit too excited too early and comparing him to like some Michael Carrick. He's. I was seeing enough of him to think.
There was one moment for me on Saturday where I looked at him and went, "You are going to be a world class player."
Was it the Cruyff?
World class.
It was honestly.
Was it the Cruyff?
It was even better than that for me.
Okay.
There was a moment where the ball got played into him, and 50,000 people shouted "Man on!" and he very calmly just stepped to the side, turned. Their player went steaming past him. He turned back round and just passed it. It just did not faze him in the slightest. There was no panic, no rush, no attempt to get rid of the ball or anything like that. He almost had the sixth sense that this player was going to be coming in behind him, and he just got out of the way, turned and played the ball.
He did a
it
wonderful
was unbelievable
in midfield. It's later on in the game, and he got played a ball towards him and he just with his left foot, just a little Cruyff turn. He just absolutely done the player.
Yeah.
But I thought his best moment of the game for me, I know he done loads. He won the ball back on the right hand side, played a 1-2 with someone, and put the best cross in I've seen in years. And Rondon somehow missed from like a yard out, 6 yards out.
That header,
That cross was unreal. It was impossible to defend. It was impossible for the keeper to come and get it. It was just the perfect cross. And I think we've been incredibly lucky. We've really fell on our feet here.
He's peeped out all the cracks, hasn't he?
It's
that typical player where
where has he came from?
I don't know.
Where has he came from?
I don't know how he's so good.
Academy, mate.
He has to go on a run where he's not going to be as good.
Of course he does. Everyone will.
But the way that he plays, you feel that he's never really going to do anything wrong. Like he really ever going to do anything wrong.
I don't think expectations that high for him to do anything.
The thing
wrong.
is you like watch him, and on Saturday I thought he had a brilliant game, but it's not like he like did anything amazing or any really pulled the strings and he's just got a high level of normalness.
Aye, he has, and it's quite in a sense it's quite a nice role to play because he doesn't have to beat a man. Yeah. Doesn't have to. Well, he hit the ball from 30 yards.
What a shot that was as well.
We'll get onto that, but because he just keeps you ticking.
He doesn't have flair. He's not flamboyant, or he just gets on with a simple job. But he was outstanding for me.
He's very composed on the ball, and he always finds a shirt. Yeah. Well, 9 times out of 10.
That moment when as I say 50,000 people shouted "Man on!" and he was so calm in possession of that ball just to then lay it off.
He's amazing. He's absolutely. Shelby must be good at.
I know,
because he ain't getting back in.
So you look on either side of the centre backs. Centre midfield, you've got Perez on one side, and you've got Almirón on the other one. Obviously, Rondon, target man up top. Those front three had a great game.
They really did.
A great game.
They really did.
They're so unlucky not to score more.
Honestly, don't know how we weren't 5 or 6-0 up at half time.
I know.
The amount of chances and efforts.
So the first, I think, if I remember correctly, the first chance that come is the Rondon header, which you touched on before the cross comes in.
No.
Was the one before that?
Was the one when he hit the post? Almirón hit the post. That was the first.
Did that come before that? Did it?
That was literally the first.
I thought the header was just before that.
No, it was way after that.
You sure?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
100%.
I'm absolutely sure. I've watched Match of the Day 54 times.
I only showed you that one bloody Match of the Day didn't show hardly any of our attacks and chances.
The first couple of minutes, I will say, we couldn't get the ball, and I was really frustrated.
We did start off slowly.
We could not get the ball, right, the first 4 or 5 minutes. So when
I'd say probably 10 minutes.
Well, maybe you're right, because I was thinking, crikey, 6 minutes when I touch the ball. I was annoyed, because I thought we were going to come out really on song. However, then, obviously, once we got on the foot on the ball, they couldn't get off it. But the move for when he hit the post was one of the best moves I've seen in our place in years.
How confident are you that came before the header? Because I would have bet money on that header first. Are you 100% confident? Was it before?
I'll find out.
Jesus, was it? Oh, I'll trust your word.
Oh, it was weird.
12 minutes, Almirón chip was 12 minutes in.
Yeah, it was. And that header was... The header was right before half time.
Was it?
It was literally like 44 minutes.
We had, I don't know, we had like...
I know I had loads of chances. I know we did, but I'm just saying the very first one coming 12 minutes, it was Almirón. We didn't have another chance.
Right, let's talk about that chance.
I honestly thought...
Because I think that was the major talking point of the game. Well, that and another thing which happened later on.
For me, that was in the net. I honestly don't know how it...
We got the ball in our own box. From that minute, I'm not sure, is it Lejeune that picks it up?
It went out, Lejeune went out to the side, to Yedlin.
It's just...
Yedlin played almost a bit of a short ball, and I couldn't believe I saw this with my very eyes. Ayoze Perez didn't pull out of a tackle.
Yes, he didn't.
He actually...
There was twice...
Flew through the ball, which was the ball that ultimately played Almirón through.
There was twice he done that, and normally when he goes 50-50 in a challenge, he's going to pull out.
Pulls his foot out.
Twice in a row. He just goes head with Leon. Jesus Christ, thank God. Obviously, with the addition of Almirón, that's probably thinking he's got to perform that a little bit better now.
Well, he didn't put Almirón in. It was Hayden's pass. Lovely pass from him.
So,
beautiful.
Storm back in our box, it's just one-touch football all the way until Almirón gets the ball. And he's still a canny distance out from goal when he picks the ball.
Me and Adam were talking outside that he's faster with it than he's fast anyway, but when he gets it, he's absolutely he's the same speed, and he's just
clever what he does. So he gets the ball, then he cuts in front of the defender, completely wipes the defender out of the game.
But the defender had a little nibble as if he went to pull him or like chip or something, and he thought, oh, but I'm on the last man here.
So he's through the keeper straight off his line, and you look at the videos of Almirón in the past, and surely the goalkeeper must have done a bit of research on him. Almirón tries to chip the ball all the time. There's so many goals for that.
Training, didn't he, as well? That ball in training was the same goal.
So there's a few ways he's chipped the keeper, and the keeper straight off his line. He's beat the keeper. He's no man's land. The ball's over him. And for him to get the ball up and over the keeper from where he is a decent attribute.
Unreal.
It was great. It's composure.
Jesus Christ.
You were just
at what
waiting
point did you
for it
realised that hasn't gone in? Because I'm ready to celebrate.
It was literally, I was mid-air and then it bounced back because it looked like it was just going to drop straight in.
He's too fast for his own good.
Yeah.
So he keeps on running.
Missed the tap in because he
holds off a little
past
bit.
it.
That's just header into the goal. But he's so fast. His trailing leg tries to hook it back over.
I think that was the thing. He was probably too keen.
He was celebrating in his head. He was celebrating in his head when he chipped that keeper.
I have no idea how it stayed out. No idea.
Then Rondon had the follow-up. He hit the post. But I thought.
So Miggy got the ball first and played it back off to Rondon, didn't he?
I think if you think he's one-on-one. I mean, you don't know what he's going through his head, but crikey, he's one-on-one. His first home game, running at the Gallagher.
He wouldn't even have time to think there of what
I thought he should have went round him. I have to be honest, but that's just.
So looking back on the replay, you look at the keeper and you think
the keeper's miles out. Yeah. All he's got to do is just. Not on one side of him, go the other end.
He's full flight. He would have been away.
But that's fucking what? Imagine if that had gone in. How to announce yourself?
To have the bollocks to do that in your home debut against people keep on saying the 52,000 people, but he's used to it.
He is.
There's 50,000 plus over in Atlanta in their ground, whatever it's named after, maybe some fucking hardware store or something.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just there's a lot of pressure on him, though, isn't it? There was a lot of pressure.
Do you think there is?
Well, I think that. If I was him, I would feel under pressure.
But the thing is you look at him and it's like he hasn't got a care in the world.
No, he plays with a smile on his face,
like,
doesn't he? Which is
he's
what I love.
constantly beaming. Like even when we were doing moves and stuff like that, and like when we scored, it was like literally he was the happiest man that you've ever seen in your life.
If you just watch him, and I used to do this with CC, and CC used to get a lot of shit for being offside, but we've mentioned so many times about CC. If you look at his play, he's constantly making the moves.
I'm really glad you've said
He
that. 'Cause
never.
I said the same.
I said the same.
Almirón, he's non-stop.
He
wants
never
that
stopped
ball,
moving, did
and
he?
he's just terrorising defenders. He's just all over the shot.
That's a big thing with
Do you know who? And he's a lot better than this kid. I'm going to say, right, but he reminds us a lot movement-wise as Lovenkrands. Lovenkrands used to run in the way that there's loads of times where he'd start off deep and then like bend his run, where he's already full tilt running, pointing, saying put it there. If that ball does come, the defender's standing. By the time the defender even turns around, he's away. And he was very good at that.
That was another thing for me as well, which we haven't seen since the days of Andy Cole, was pointing where he wanted the ball,
All the time,
where he was
pointing,
going, where he
constantly
was
pointing.
running. And I think it's going to take a little while for the rest of the team to get used to playing with him, because at times he was just too good.
Well, I'm going to say something big here. I think that I agree totally what you've said there, because I think we could see the best of Perez now. The amount of times he was looking for Perez. There was a ball he played between two defenders. Perez just couldn't get there. There was one. He dummied it. And Perez
Did you see that dummy second was the second half? He dummied. He just took three of their players out and took Rondon and Perez out because they just weren't expecting it.
When they can get up to there, I feel like you'll really see the benefit of Perez. I think them two together could be very good.
No, I agree.
I think that was the best game Perez had in a very long time, and I think
I don't want to get too carried away, but it was Huddersfield. I've got to bring myself back.
It'll be a very, very different story for me tomorrow night.
Do you think?
Yeah. Because not to talk about it too much, but they're a much more physical side, bigger, organised. Whereas you can't forget Huddersfield were down to 10 men as well.
Right, let's get on to that. Let's get on to that. Right. So during the game, the tackle comes in. I think everyone's immediate reaction, that's a red card. From I think no matter where you're 100%. Sat on the ground, even if you're sat up the top, as a Huddersfield fan, you see that.
Well, I don't know, because I was sat in the Leazers.
I want to be honest. I didn't
did you not?
This game?
No, I didn't know.
And the Huddersfield fans were moaning on and like whinging on that it wasn't a foul. And even when he got sent off, they were up in arms, and then Miggy more or less got up straight away.
He went off
and
and
just
straight back on,
kind of shook it off. So they were like booing and everything like that, as if he'd faked it.
Well, firstly,
it was a shocker.
Firstly, another thing about Miggy is amazing for him to take a tackle like he did there. That was a bad, and just get up and get on with it. That shows us something straight away.
He's been lucky.
If he had a planted leg, he's dead. If his leg's planted, he's done.
Would have been our luck.
It was a typical Welcome to England tackle.
Oh, it was
fuck
terrible.
You out the game.
Yeah. The only reason why it honestly at first I just felt it wasn't two-footed, so that's why I didn't think the referee would send him off. When I went into the bar after and had the highlights on, you can clearly see it's a red card. It is. Yeah. I just mean in real time. I just thought it'll be a yellow.
Do you think it's more of a case of the defender trying to injure him, or do you think the defender's just way too slow?
I don't think he was trying to do him.
I think you could even tell by his reaction afterwards. He was like, because our lads were on him, like Rondon, and that was going to bring him, and he was like, "Whoa, no!"
I think Hayden was the first. Hayden and Rondon were the first ones in his face.
I don't think there was any.
Do you think Almirón just way too fast?
He was too quick for him, because in fairness, Perez got done just before that. The ball then came to Almirón, and his first touch was pretty poor, which then it's one of them, isn't it, where it entices the defender to come and get it. Yeah. But as you say, he was so fast, he got there, and this lad just took him out.
The referee makes his decision straight away.
He did.
Well,
he's straight away.
He was in his back pocket straight away.
Normally, when players go around referee, then they normally have a chance to make a decision that way, and they have a think about it. Maybe people in the years. He wasn't taking any shit off any player. He was straight to the player, hand in his pocket, just ready.
He had the perfect
hand down there.
He had the perfect view of it.
He's walking out.
Because when you watched the replay, when you didn't see from the referee when it was just on the player, he saw that it was out straight away, and he was like in shock. And then it took ages for the referee to get to him and actually give him the call.
They went down to 10 men, and as soon as the team goes down to 10 men, especially like Huddersfield, they're just going to sit back and defend, which made it a little bit harder for us. I think if it had been 11v11, it would have been a lot more open game in us attacking wise. Yep. So that cancelled out their plans going forward. It obviously cancelled out ours as well.
I think first half, even though we still did create a load of chances, they were probably more defensive and organised than the longer it went on in the second half, because I think then just as the second half went on, we just absolutely steamrolled them, and they didn't know whether they were coming or going.
I mean, Mickey had 2 chances, after the one he hit the post. He had one where he megged one lad and shot, and the keeper
down on his
and yeah,
legs.
one where he tried to pass it in as well, didn't he?
He spilled it
when
when
he
he
legs
had
didn't his legs.
They cleared it off the line, and then he had another one where he came to him and he tried to bend it and just place it.
Richie was screaming at him for that one.
I was, and in fairness,
He should have
Richie
passed,
was in, but in fairness to him, you can't fuck goal. And I kept saying to my dad, and I can't believe I'm going to say this because I know you're like, why are you doing this? But I always go back when I see a player for the first time, right? And I'll always say that actually I think he's going to be all right. And I'll go back to when I first seen Murphy play, and I went, nah, he's just not going to be a date. This kid, man, he said, I know, because you're going to say, why am I bringing Murphy to this one? But the point I'm trying to make is he's
having a very good career at the minute down at West Brom as Murphy, isn't he?
That's a different league, don't it? But you've got him. He's got a man sent off because he was sheer too fast for someone, so he's been sent off. He created 6 goal scoring opportunities, which is the most any player has done since we've been promoted. That's in one game.
I think dribbles going forward was something ridiculous.
It's just
100%
mental. He's just
dribbles.
1-2s and how many
every
1-2s
time he
he
put a
pulled
cross
off?
in the box, did you notice as well? It found a man. It wasn't even a 50-50 man. It was
I'm
to
glad
the
you
man.
brought that up. So when he was putting the cross in the back, Richie just hoised him into the box.
Yeah.
What Almirón was doing, he was cutting them back waiting
aye.
for someone to run in on
He
that.
did a lovely one at
Every
Longstaff,
single
which
time.
got blocked. It's just amazing. We were a totally different outfit going forward.
What I want to give Richie credit for is Almirón's shot where he does lob the keeper and it hits the post. Richie straight over to him. When Ronda takes a shot and it goes out, he's straight over at him, like hand round his back. Obviously giving him a bit of words like encouragement and saying next one, like that. You've got to give him credit for all that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of players just turn around and say, crack on, like you missed
some people wouldn't even go near him, but as you say, it's good that they're there sort of just because the poor lad could have folded there. He could have went, I missed a one-on-one. Do you know what I mean? But he just kept on the ball.
So when he comes back on the pitch, they're still showing the replays on the big screen, and I think it's him and Rondon standing there, like just off on the centre, like looking up at the screen, and they keep on showing his miss and that like that, and he's just looking at that, just shaking his head like that.
I mean, he mustn't believe like that it stayed out. Like everything about it was just was perfect. It was like the fairy tale written, wasn't just for it to. The break, the chip, just bouncing, going to the back of the net.
There's been plenty. In fact, I'll leave this for the question and answer. It'll be a good question and answer later on. But the goals themselves, obviously, Rondon gets the first.
Sorry, I haven't touched something.
I know. I thought we were going to go all the way. I think I mentioned the goals. So Rondon gets
move.
the first. It's
passes in like quick 1-2s, movements. But
it was a breath of fresh air, wasn't it? Almirón coming in that team. It seems like every single player on that pitch stepped up.
It's the one thing that we have massively been missing for years is pace and somebody that just wants to get on the front foot all the time. When Key came in on his debut and did that, he constantly getting onto the front foot. Look at the impact that had.
Thing away from Almirón, we saw this early in the season with Mutu, and I know they're probably on different levels player wise, but Mutu came in and he was getting the same out of players. He was linking play up and he was non-stop.
Yeah, because they're high energy players, aren't they?
Yeah.
This kid has pace to burn, but also worked very hard the other way. Like
he was constantly tackling back.
You think
he didn't look like anything like he was tired.
No,
when he went off, he just didn't fade or anything like that.
In the first 10 minutes, I looked over at Adam. He sits a couple of seats away from us. I said, I hope he's going to engine on him, and I went, I hope he doesn't burn out. But at no point in that game did he look like he was going to burn out.
Never. No, he just kept going.
Because I was a bit, I don't know, surprised that he went off. So I don't know whether he just went off just to get
he went
like
off
the ovation and stuff like that. But
there was no need to play.
Why not just leave him off for 88 minutes? Because he could have. He was still creating chances and getting in. And
when did he get subbed off? It was like
80th minute.
For me, I thought his subs were spot on because I thought we're 2-0 up. They're not going to come back. We've got a game on Tuesday.
I thought Shelby would have made an appearance. If I'm being honest,
I just wanted him to get
Was he
a
on
goal.
the bench? Was he?
I hope so.
He wasn't on the bench.
He wasn't
on the bench. No, he wasn't on.
Was he?
Didn't seem warming up or anything like that.
He made an appearance.
Key was on the bench.
Mutu also got dropped from the bench, and Joslu made it on the bench. Is that just because he's like for like run?
There was Hoslu. I only saw Hoslu, Dummett, and Atsu warming up. I think
Key was definitely on there. Like definitely was.
Fernandez would have been on the bench. Keeper on the bench.
Yeah. So you're talking there. You've got Kennedy was on the bench. He came off off the bench. Sorry. Yeah. So there's one another one, but. I thought, going back to what you were saying, sorry, is the high energy players, obviously, you know what I mean? So you're right in what you say, that just their high tempo and their energy around the field. He just looks lively all of the time. Like just all of the time. Every single time someone picked the ball up, it was Shea or anyone, he was running, trying to find space or whatever it was, you know. And when we didn't have the ball, he was tracking back.
So he's on drugs, isn't he?
That's a big thing, because a lot of the time, how many times do we see the front line and midfield just static, standing there, waiting for a ball into the feet or something like that, instead of trying to create.
A player like him makes Longstaff's job so much more easier. You know, he gets the ball looking for someone. You've got him buzzing everywhere. You know, you can put it in an area and use him. And you know, I think away from home, he's going to be absolute dynamite. Like on the break, like I think he's going to be unbelievable. Like I'd say at home against 10 men sitting back, he still was brilliant.
I think what Almirón might bring in when you go away to the top teams like your Man Cities, your Man United, Chelsea's, Arsenal's, all them lot, their game plan is always just attack, isn't it? Really, just constant attack. Almirón sitting just waiting for that ball. That's going to think a lot of defenders are going to sit back and think, shit, like if he gets a ball, he's got the speed and the pace and ability to be through on goal. So that might change the setup of a lot of teams that are playing. It probably, in the grander scheme of things, it probably won't.
I think your big boys won't. I think that them set up, you know,
to win games constantly.
Them just do what they've got to do. But I think you see it a lot of times with some players when they first come into teams. Opposition don't know how to adapt to them. They don't know how to handle them. So you normally see like a player come in, like say for example, whoever goes on this unbelievable run of form, but then it takes them like a few months or a season to figure them out. Yeah. And then they'll not be as good. Like, but I agree with what you're saying. I just feel that away from home, I'm even thinking teams like Everton or whatever. I will play them away from. But I mean teams like that where, you know, that them probably expect to be on the front foot against us at home. Yeah. And I just really feel that with him, could terrorise people on the break, like terrorise them.
The second goal comes, Perez gets it. I thought it was Almirón at first because they look very similar from a distance. They look very similar. I thought it was Almirón at first, so I was buzzing, but Perez gets it. He's came on a lot of criticism, Perez, for that celebration.
Just keep doing it, mate.
I didn't mind it on Saturday.
As long as I see that celebration, he's scoring fucking goals.
That's it. Just keep doing it.
The thing is,
he could get his cock out and fucking lob it at us.
Particularly on Saturday, he actually tried. He put himself about. He was running. He was non-stop. Between those front three, Longstaff and Lejeune for me were, and Hayden as well, were just immense. I couldn't pick a man of the match out of all of them.
It, by the way, because they didn't announce it.
Almirón
did they give him it?
For Longstaff, I got it.
No, I think Almirón got it because I think one of the match does the rounds around the boxes afterwards,
right.
And I'll not say his name, but I'll tell you afterwards. Got us a programme signed by Almirón because he was doing the box to us afterwards.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
He's fucking carved it in with a biro, like he went through the page.
Flintstone style. But no, I agree with Mark totally. Like there was a number of people before you mentioned. You couldn't really pick any of them, and they were all very good, weren't they? You know, Perez still annoys us though. That I still feel that he's too slow when he gets the ball.
I nearly got through it, all positives.
And I don't mean this pace wise, because if someone's slow, you're slow. He seems to get the ball in
too many touches.
And just feel like well, I've got a day here. And you haven't got a day, mate. You know, when you see Almirón get it, it's bang.
Do you not think
done, you know what I mean?
With the inclusion of Almirón now, that may change a bit?
Oh no, it probably will. And as I said 10 minutes ago, I feel Perez will definitely become better because of him. I think them two, honestly, have the opportunity.
What I want to mention as well is Kennedy come on, and Kennedy looked different.
Oh, did you see his volley?
Jesus Christ!
Oh,
right? I haven't seen the highlights back. Did the keeper save that?
Yeah, I was like,
how the
I was bang on
his wrist still in place
on the angle from that shot. And
does he hit the ball after he saves it?
So he hits it. He hits it with the outside of his foot. It bends like that. Keeper touch onto the bar. Away.
What's he called?
Match up.
Oh, man.
CP 717, Stardust, 3 million.
You want to praise that, see if it's any good?
No idea what it is. But it's Pokemon anyway. So.
Match up. You thought it was a cut meat, didn't you?
That's match up.
At first I seen it looked like a map, and I thought it was just like a Just Eat order or something. Like I was like happy days, but then it was match up. Never mind anyway.
Has anyone else got anything to mention on this one? Or we're ending up Pokemon once again. Where's your cap?
In the house.
He's got his Chelsea away bracelet thing on though.
Got me Chelsea blue and me Chelsea away.
What was I was going to say something. Kennedy did very well when he come on. He looked like a different player, but you noticed at the end of the game he was the first player off.
Was he?
The whistle went. He literally just straight off. So he's certainly not. Something not right, is there? Yeah, there's something not right.
Hopefully this little South American like a little thing that might be going on. Obviously you've got Fernandez, Kennedy, Rondon.
Did you watch the pre-season friendly? Did you watch that? Sorry, pre-season. Sorry, apologise. The friendly. Did you see it?
Oh, CSK.
Did you watch it? Did you see Kennedy?
Our party was atrocious.
Like he literally come
He
on.
shoot from the halfway line.
And every time he got the ball, he just banged out a play.
Thought he was in training.
Something really going on there, like. But anyway, he did do well when he came on Saturday. I must admit, all of them did well. All of them did very well.
Are we done?
Massive win.
That was nice, wasn't it?
It was amazing.
Three.
Amazing.
Was that 3 home
Wins in a row, yeah. I don't know what 3 wins in a row.
We're on form, like.
And I'd lost.
Well, we're
the last 9.
5th in the table on.
What was the last game we lost?
Oh, you had asked that, didn't you?
What was it? Spurs. Is that last one?
It was to broadcast.
Oh,
so you know you're in it, aren't you? You're in the game.
Yeah.
So.
No, well.
All good. It's amazing. Great times.
5th or 6th in the form.
This is
table.
the best I've felt in years. To be honest, it is the best I've felt in years in terms of supporting them. This is what I feel right now.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Fucking hell, he's changed his tune, hasn't he?
Hey, honestly,
Jesus Christ.
Still managed to get 1 negative. Well,
Again,
2 negatives.
couple of months again, it was the worst team he's ever seen, the worst performance he's ever seen. In fact, have you actually watched our 1,000 subscriber video? All you do is talk about how bad we've been.
I know.
And then it's the worst performance you've ever seen. No, that's the worst performance I've seen. This is the worst performance. That was the worst performance. This is the worst performance.
So that's what I'm trying to say. Now sitting here, this is the best I've felt in years. Which is a true story.
On the live one that me and him done. What game was it? Was it after? What was it?
When?
What? Couldn't do me anything. You couldn't make it one night. You must have been away something.
On holiday, probably.
You must have been away something. Made on a live one, like live on YouTube. And we're going, was that the worst game we've ever seen? He was like, well, Deka said the last one was, then the one before that, and the one before, but this one was literally the worst game we've ever seen.
It was literally the worst one.
What game was it?
So what now? Wolves or what? Oh, Watford FA Cup, wasn't it?
Was it FA Cup?
Oh,
Was
it Watford FA Cup game?
I watched that. It was terrible.
That was the worst game I've ever seen.
But I did say last week that I thought that the squad is the best it's been, and I still believe I'm right on that.
Since
the start of the season.
Since Rafa's been here, I think.
All right, okay.
Since Rafa's been here.
We're going back since. Do you think that team's better than the team that got relegated? Because you've got to remember he had the likes of Wijnaldum in there as well. Wijnaldum was a great player.
If you're going for individuals, you'd probably have to say no. You'd have to say that this team's not as good. Because you couldn't say you'd have Wijnaldum over Longstaff, wouldn't you, surely? Or Hayden over... Wouldn't have Hayden over anybody, technically, would you, at that time?
Striker-wise, it was obviously...
That's another ticket here.
Dwight Gale, Mitrovic up top, wasn't it?
No,
Dwight Gale wasn't
when we went down, it was
Mitrovic and who?
Mitrovic and Cissé was on there at the time.
You'd probably take Rondon over.
Was it?
In fact, you would 100% take Rondon over.
I tell you what it is, you have to sign him and all, by the way. Sorry, I know I'm going...
Townsend's on the right-hand side.
Oh, love him. I love him.
Half a season. Him and then Shelby was the same.
Shelby was class. Yeah, Matt was a prick.
We're going like a whole different tunnel. Yeah, fuck that. We're not getting
No, but I still say that this squad's the best that he's...
We sat here at the start of the season and we said it was probably like for last season, but then as the season went on, we went... Yeah. Our opinions changed and we thought, we were worse.
Yeah.
But I was annoyed that we were worse. I wasn't sitting here going, I agree that we're worse. Yeah. I felt we were better, but we weren't producing it for whatever reason. But
and it took those few changes, like Key coming into midfield, coming up front.
You're right, because Shelby and Lascelles got injured that game.
That's it. I mean, Key and Longstaff and Hayden, they've came from nowhere.
Longstaff, unbelievable. Yeah.
Do you want to end it, Deka?
We won you now.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Subscribe to the channel. Love yous. Who do you kiss that there?
Neither a pint.